Somehow I've fallen under your spell.
Get your special sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
So I went to watch Wicked for Good because it's come out now in cinemas, and it's so good! Sorry about that. But yeah, I really liked it. I thought the movie was really good, and for the second part of the Wicked play, the pacing was better than I thought it would be for the movie. The songs were good, and aside from a few moments I thought felt a little rushed, I think overall, this was a really good movie. Definitely hits my top 10 of 2025, you know? And the relationship between Elphaba and Fiyero was more engaging than I thought it would be, so here we are. I'd like to talk about this, and the movie overall, so let's get started at the beginning. Part 1. Also, this is an excuse to talk about the actors, because I thought they were great. First, let's talk about how Elphaba and Fiyero's relationship actually builds across Part 1. Because the movies do something really clever in my opinion. They don't force the chemistry, they let it grow in the back. Their first encounter was a complete accident, pure chance if you will. Elphaba sees Fiyero as the little class clown with too much money, and Fiyero sees her as someone who refuses to dance through life. But what we're watching isn't hatred, no, it's instead friction between the two. Friction between two people who want the same thing, to be seen for who they really are. The film goes on, everything begins to shift. Fiyero starts paying attention to who she really is, and Elphaba gets something she's barely had her whole life, someone who just listens. Then we get the moment where everything actually starts to click into place. Woods scene. This is the heart of their relationship in Part 1. The walls drop, the emotions are honest, but it's not romantic, it's not dramatic, it's just real. And it works. Fiyero admits he feels perfect, but only with her. Elphaba lets herself feel wanted. And for the first time, this lets us see what they really want, what they could become. The scene is the emotional pivot point. From here, their orbits start pulling together. Why do these two work so well? Because together they represent three big themes of Wicked. 1. Transformation. Elphaba's whole arc is about becoming unapologetically herself. Fiyero's arc is the opposite, shedding the personas he's been hiding behind. Together they transform honestly, not through a makeover, not through pressure, but through connection. 2. Love that clarifies identity. They don't fix each other, instead they reveal each other more. Elphaba shows Fiyero he's capable of depth, and Fiyero shows Elphaba he's worth being loved out loud, not in secret. Messy, complicated, and grounded. Why it feels so real. And 3. Forbidden love, but subtle. Most forbidden romances are dramatic and sweaty. One is more like, hey, I know the government is corrupt and the propaganda machine is lying about you, but I kinda like you. This is rebellion, but emotional. Now, it wouldn't be a Tectonic Eye video without mentioning psychology or philosophy in some degree. But let's start with the psychology of why their bond works on us. Elphaba and Fiyero's relationship hits so hard because it aligns with several real psychological principles. There's the revelation effect, where we like people more when we learn their true selves. Fiyero starts as a surface-level party boy, Elphaba starts as someone who hides behind cynicism. As each reveals more vulnerability, our attachment grows. Feel like we're discovering them with each other. Then there's attachment theory, where they balance each other's emotional style. Elphaba is defensive, hyper-independent, like I'll do it myself kind of person. And Fiyero is avoidant, emotionally distant, and is just hiding behind the charm. Together they meet in the middle, and he opens up, he shows real feelings. Bond strengthens because they help each other regulate, but not replace their emotions. Finally, there's the validation loop. Strongest relationships come from being seen. Elphaba spends most of her time being misunderstood. Fiyero spends most of his time pretending. So they each give each other something rare, recognition. Psychologically, this is powerful. It's why audiences root for them as well. Recognition feels earned and not thrown together. Now let's get into the philosophy of the situation. What does their relationship mean? Wicked's emotional core is philosophical, and with these two, we got some themes. There's authenticity, choosing who you are instead of what the world tells you to be, which is pretty inspiring. Elphaba represents the refusal to conform, and Fiyero represents the struggle to break free from shallow expectations. Together, they're a love story about becoming your truest self through connection. Both characters fundamentally ask, who am I when I stop performing for everyone else? Their love is the philosophical answer, you're someone worthy of being known. Then there's morality versus reputation, where Elphaba chooses what is morally right, and Fiyero chooses what looks socially right until it can't anymore, and what's morally right. The relationship forces him into a moral awakening. Goodness isn't about appearance, it's about action. Philosophically, they show real love pushing towards who you should become, not who you currently are. Finally, there's meaning perfection. Wicked constantly asks, if the world misunderstands you, can love still be real? Elphaba and Fiyero answer this with yes, not because love fixes everything, but because it gives you strength to keep yourself. This is why their bond feels deeper than typical new romance. Love as identity, love as clarity, and love as purpose. Even before part 2 arrives, the first film leaves a trail of clues about where these two are heading. Fiyero is already drifting towards her, there's a shift in him. The way he watches her after the wood scene isn't just friendly concern, it's more recognition, something waking up, it's him realizing there's more to his life than what he's pretending to be. The journey also starts to sync up more. Elphaba isn't just rebelling, she's now stepping into who she is. Fiyero isn't just questioning authority, rethinking his entire worldview. They're moving in the same direction, emotionally speaking, whether they know it yet or not. Finally, the foreshadowing is already baked into the story. His discomfort with the wizard's shiny lies, growing instinct to protect her, Glinda sensing a shift he can't name, small pauses of those should I stay moments that linger longer than they should. None of these scenes really shout, but whisper. Those whispers become full conversations in part 2, where every hint from part 1 finally lands. Payoff hits hard. So in the end, why does their relationship hit so hard? Well, because Elphaba doesn't need saving, Fiyero doesn't need redeeming. What they need, and what they find in each other, is someone who sees past their masks. Not the public version, not the expected version, not the version of Oz, the real one. Love isn't perfect, but it's honest. And that honesty is what makes their story one of the emotional cores of Wicked, and why part 2 is set up to be absolutely more devastating in the best way. That's the end of the video, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this a bit more. I'm still mixed on what I wrote. That's the end of the video, watch the Clone Wars I guess, after Wicked of course.
What was that? What? That noise? Didn't you hear it? It sounded like a ship docking at one of the emergency airlocks. Your circuits are loose. No one's crazy enough to do that.
We do not want to be spotted.